Well, believe it or not, North couldn't close the series out right here on Inferno. Of course, that was the pick of G2. G2 and Hunter, moreover, show up and they do it in force. Came here to kick the doors down, and let me tell you, they weren't leaving until not a door was standing. G2 pick up this second map of the series, and we look to settle this one over on the third of Dust 2. This is a DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And of course, I am Trace. Alongside of me are going to be Sudin and Jacob, and these guys have been sitting idly by, ready to take your direct call-ins from Twitch chat right here. And no, I'm kidding. We're not doing that. But we can talk about how North did close it here. And Jacob, I'm looking at you for that. It's not good enough, Jacob. Perhaps you could figure that out in due time, but I think that Sudin might actually have the answers that you were looking for. What happened, Sudin?
Yeah, it was, well, firstly, it was Hunter just popping off on the T side, right? I think, let's take a look at the notes here. Yeah, 20 kills and 7 deaths on the T side. That's very impressive as it is, but let's not forget the fact that Jax, even though he just had 12 kills on that T side, he had 5 opening duels won, of which, I mean, he took part in 6 opening duels. He won 5 of them, and each and every one of those was a round for the side of G2. So I think Jax did a lot of work opening up this bomb sites. And again, North kind of struggling a little bit. I agree with Jacob that they were not really in control, I felt like, and even if a few clutch scenarios over there had actually gone their way, I feel like G2 would have just managed to close it out anyway. A few cool moments coming out from some of the players. AZ had his moment as well. There was that eco round 2v4, 2v5 with MSL where they managed to clinch out, and AZ was looking pretty good as well. But apart from that, yeah, it looked like G2 were going to just run away with that, at least from what we saw in the first half, and that was the case.
And perhaps Jacob is back with us. It would be a good time to have him, I suppose. I mean, even if you're not, you know, Student, the real thing is Jacob can't really talk right now. So I think it's only appropriate that we kind of channel everything negative that we can think, not about this series, not about the Danes and how they're going to have to go to Dust.
Are you asking me to cosplay Jacob right now?
Well, I'm not asking you to cosplay Jacob, but I think we could have a little bit of fun with this while Jacob sits here and he just kind of looks puzzled. And I think that could be a really cool thing. So Student, give me your best Jacob impression.
Oh, that's going to be hard, man. But I could try here. I'm really busy streaming at the moment right now, and of course, I'm taking time out of my stream to like talk about the games. But the thing is, North is just so disappointing for me. My Danish blood boils watching the way they play. But looking at map number 3, I still believe that they can make me proud.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I do this weird thing where like tap on my forehead, and I'm Jacob, by the way.
I don't know what that means.
I do this like weird tap thing on my forehead. I think it means he wants to say something. Go ahead, speak up to us, Jacob. What you got? Nothing? Oh, man, that's a...
Oh, no.
Anyway, let's just go back to Sudin, though, and get back into the gameplay. We're talking about Dust 2 here to decide it between these two. Does that seem adequate? Does that seem like a good stopping point? Because these teams, well, they've already got it toe-to-toe, right?
Yeah, but I feel like G2, like, here's the thing. They've had a lot of question marks with their Dust 2 performances of late. They keep picking it all the time. And we spoke about this earlier. Jacob mentioned the point that when it comes to the Dust 2, they look very, very sloppy at times. It should be a map that they should be winning. Even in Pro League, they lost to Tyloo for crying out loud. That should never be the case, right, Jacob? I like how Jacob's, like, you know, showcasing his emotions through hand signals.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Jacob, why don't you just give us one of those hand signals that sends us to a break?
No, can't hide it, no, I'm riding, no, don't wanna, no, here it goes again. I guess I always knew that you're everything you do, don't know if it's true. I can't believe what you did last night, I can't believe we danced for the last time. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I can't believe what you did last night, cause now I see you in a new light. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I can't believe what you did last night, I can't believe we danced for the last time. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I can't believe what you did last night, cause now I see you in a new light. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. Power is the aim, city's gonna pay when they got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose. No, it's in too deep, soul to soul, and it wasn't cheap. He's got nothing to lose. Still got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an excellent opening day. I knew it was going to happen, or this day was going to go well when we saw Astralis.
Would appear as well, mate. That actually, we've just fumbled this whole thing, haven't we? We've nailed it, Hugo.
That was
You've
the worst
coughed,
segment
that's
ever.
what we've said
So your mic was muted.
Yeah,
Mine was
that
live.
was my bad.
I had a coughing
That was
fit.
on me.
You were
got a
muted.
cough. That was actually down
Wow.
to him. We've almost nailed it, but of course it is the first day here, so there might be some teething or choking problems.
Probably
However,
the latter.
Dust 2, that's where we're heading to next. And finally, thank goodness, because the sooner we get these casters out of here, the better. Let's go. G2 taking on North, the third and final map in this series, and Betway's still leaning in favor of the G2 boys.
Yeah, the point I was going to make was it was so great going to overtime in the first map. We knew we were going to have a banging day after Astralis were taken to OT by Heroic, but obviously interrupted by my throat and I guess, yeah, everything in it. Right now, it's a third map of the series. It's G2 North, and it is Dust 2, a slow crawl down lower and up on the catwalk with that smoke as it fades here for G2. Luckily, for them at least, no one's watching mid. North have no idea any of this is going down, and G2 are setting up on catwalk for an A execute.
Yeah, looks like I want to try and run the gauntlet here, short-sided. Cajun B. First man in response. MSL's going to get pressured, and Cajun, answer it as best he can, will put one up on the board, but this A site now still belongs to G2. Jax is actually hungry for a little bit more, and why the hell not? That's his third kill of the round. He's found absolutely everyone thus far. Next is holding short on catwalk, and he's going to find the remaining twos. The G2, they get this pistol on the board, and they look for a strong start here on Dust.
Yeah, no more choking, moving on. We've all taken a sip of water. We all had a breather, Harry, and, well, hopefully North are feeling ready for this third and final map as well. Came storming out of the gates back on the previous train, or Inferno, rather. And, well, G2, very accomplished team on this map. You know, bad win percentage if you look at the numbers, and they're most played as well, which is really weird to see. But, yeah, they've got some scalps on this map. They've taken down some of the big dogs, so North should be a little bit worried here. They've at least let it through, let it slip into this series, so I'm sure North have a game plan, but right now, whatever plan they had in this round is getting swiftly taken apart. G2 flashed into B, and that one flash push from Amanek has just won the round. It's cleared out the site. I mean, Jax is getting kills anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but now GT can bring the bomb inside of B and know that there's no way that North can stop them. This is not a retake round. It's one where North are going to try and save and get away with guns. But Nexa, he's set up to deny exactly that factor.
I just can't believe we opened this death segment with
I'm trying to move past
with me just talking but no noise, and then you just coughing as your point. That's pretty stellar.
I've never done that as well. You know,
We've really outdone ourselves on this one, Hugo. I don't think we can top it. I really
don't.
don't.
Day for first, Harry.
It is a day for first. And MSL, I was hoping something sick was going to happen, because then I could have said, well, that's a first, and it would have been cool. It would have linked together, but yeah, that's not what ended up happening. G2, they find themselves that conversion. They go 2-0 up, and now there's no money for North. So this is where G2 should just kind of breeze pretty easily through this round to take the 3-0 lead before the rifles come in.
Yeah, not they're going to cross a couple B, but you'll notice they're all hanging around in middle, so it's only them trying to deceive G2. Either about to pop mid with no flash, or wait for G2 to walk through the doors and have this heavy crossfire. Obviously, that is contingent on G2 actually pushing this position. Who knows whether that is likely in this round as they hold a very slow default. Flashing Hunter up catwalk. Very methodical. We're going to see North collapse on middle here, all together with the USPs. Now, don't expect too much to go on here, despite the sheer numbers of North in mid. If you don't land that immediate shot where you know G2 will, and suddenly aim punches becomes a problem. Christo dead, and G2 do get that conversion with no issue. 3-0 lead here on the T side of Dust 2, the final map of this series. And North are coming in with their first rifle round, looking to get on the board.
Yeah, let's see what kind of heat they can bring. I like that we have this AWP out immediately on MSL, right? He's not wasting any time, and he's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Kenny, who's only donning the scout in this round. It is an attempt at the bonus from G2. They had a lot of rifles at the end of the one prior. So being maintained is really this MAC-10 and scout combination. And what are they going to look to do with this? How are they going to try and make it effective? They might try and go for this catwalk play. I'd love to see the MAC-10 player either just like barrel out cat almost immediately or attempt this CT drop. And I think, you know, with how G2 play, they're big fans of dropping CT. So let's keep an eye on it. With that kill coming in, they will get the trade onto MSL, and now they look to pick up the pace. There's no need for a CT drop anymore because you've dealt with MSL. He was the real only threat that lurked inside of this site. So they're going to get this bomb planted and take up position for the 4-on-4. A key player here is going to be Amanek, right? Waiting in these lower tunnels. If he can catch a good timing and deal with some of these players on rotation, especially if he's not given any fights catwalk, it's just eliminating the kind of number of places that North could be coming from. G2 know that no one's capped. They're afforded the opportunity to just swing wide on all of these peaks, and Amanek comes in at the very, very end to mop it up. So I absolutely love what we just saw from G2 in that round there.
Yeah, really nice setup, right? Amanek's position, it feels like it doesn't have any value there, but that's only because North don't attempt to you know, take catwalk. If it's very common to see CTs push middle when they lose A because you can get up cat very fast, but that's why you want a lower player cutting off that likelihood there. Amanek makes it so, he comes in with a backstab, and he finds G2 at fourth. Good little tag from Kenny, receives a grenade, but not too much damage, and Christo is on 17. Remember, this is only an eco for North, so not really imagining much is going to come of this round for the Danes. But that is dangerous, because G2 going potentially 5-0 up here in the T side. They are going to be in the full swing of things. I think North are going to have a very tough time getting in this map, getting in Dust 2, right? Even though G2 have been weak on it at the past, you know, they've had highs and they've had lows. It's really an up and down affair. And G2 may have started this series slow with a bit of an underwhelming vertigo and a repetitive T side, always hitting A, but Inferno was a far better affair, and Dust 2 start is certainly looking good as well. North, only one player towards that A site, it's Cajun. MSL's pushed in on long. We have a double B setup, and I mean, it's not like North banked on winning this round anyway, but now they certainly won't. MSL's dead, Cajun is stuck in spawn, and G2 are getting closer and closer to the site.
Oh, Cajun, already past you, bud. They're already in the site. That doesn't really bode well there for the North guys that were remaining. Not able to find anything with these pistols. There is still a reinvestment coming through for North. One of the things that's a little bit scary is that usually with games where the scoreline is like 5-0 in favor of one team, the rounds have at least been competitive. So as the CTs, you've got like a potential bit of economic break to look forward to. And that's just not the case for North. These rounds have all been very, very dominant. And this means that North are really going to have to grind their way through to get back into this game. Like, you've got to go through a big bank account on G2 before you're just reaping the rewards of a broken economy. And, you know, picking up the man advantage in this round is a nice way to start it. At the very, very least, it's left North in a 5-on-4. but only one man here at the B side of the map. AZ is available for a fast rotation. Right now, they're entrusting Gade with a hell of a lot. He does still have a smoke to offer up. And so if he can look to drop that as his push comes in, they will have to go through it. But Jax just holds W and runs the gauntlet. AZ on the chopping block next, and Amanek bests him with only the MAC-10 to his name. This is already a save for North. They've got an AWP in the retake, 2 rifles. Bye-bye, North. They've got to try and hold on to this.
Yeah.
And it's a 6th on the board for G2. That's heartbreaking, man. You get the man advantage. You take one out of the equation early on. You have a nice little setup over at B with like Gade playing the close smoke like that.
Yeah.
But Jack's just running straight up, taking that duel, holding W and sprinting with left click held. He's able to get them into the site, and from then on in, the moment the kill comes in onto AZ, the round is done.
Yeah, and AZ had no head armor, right? So instant MAC-10 kill, no worry, despite it being an AWP. And yeah, for Gade there, that's like a great play if you do it at the start of the round and G2 are like trying to spot or trying to send an AWP there or just peeking towards the plat. But if they go in with the intention of committing behind a rush, no matter what happens, right, whether a molly comes down or not, you know Jax is just going to run the gauntlet there, and he does not stop. What a play from Jax to just full-on W mouse one. Like, that's not accurate at all, and he gets away with a kill onto Gade through the smoke. So a random stray bullet, but sometimes that's all you need to get up 6-0. G2 are in pole position. Nice shot. Kenny hits AZ on the cross down to 10, and he is one of those B players, so Molotov comes down, denies a rush that G2 definitely wanted. Without a doubt, Kenny would have called that he hit that shot. Sometimes you can just see it, you can feel it. With a gap in the smoke, that was enough info for Kenny S to take a kill. Not quite, though. Could still be an early B hit for G2. They are centered outside of this site. 2 players working catwalk, trying to take control, and North are doubled long. They will peel MSL away, but only to watch Cat from Car because there's no secondary A player. Cajun is actually in CT watching for this mid to be. Can call if he gets smoked off as well, but right now Hunter's selling that fake, and G2 are just going to full commit.
Yeah, full send into the B bomb site. AZ, who was tagged on the cross, is here alongside Gade, and between them, they've got to put up quite the resistance. They are able to do it. Hunter, waiting in mid, cuts off one of these players in rotation, and that's left G2 in a 2-on-2. Christo has just missed the timing on this mid pick. Not able to get that trade. Bomb plant now in for the G2 squad. An AWP on MSL in this retake. But Hunter mopped up down in the lower tunnels. Now North is spurred on. Kenny takes a window peek, goes back in, and that there's very overzealous from Kenny. Flash, and MSL finds the kill, fully blind. He gets that one offered up on a silver platter. North are going to come in with their first round here on the CT side of round number 7.
The fact that G2 even make that close, I think, is impressive, right? We have a good hold there for North for a change. Not only with Gade playing close to the car, but AZ there as well. And they put up multiple kills before Kenny comes through the smoke. He has to make a hero play to get that trade onto AZ. And while he does get away with it, it's a 2-on-2 that G2 aren't able to close out the post plant, rather. Double AWP for North does continue as they find their first round. Can they build upon it, or will it be a one and done? That's always the fear, right? Your money could just be swept out from underneath them, underneath you if you lose this follow-up round. And G2 want to go for a quick mid to be. AZ is only just getting up into the window. He's going to post up. He will see the smoke come down. North know what's going on, but can they stop it?
AZ given a chance there, but not able to connect the shot. It's going to be Gade opening up again, but Jax deals with him. And there's the pincer from Tunnels catching the one player left inside of the site. Can you guess what's going to happen here for North? If you guess save, then you probably guessed correctly. This round is off the cards. And this is one of the problems, I think, for North with Dust 2 being this third map. You're coming into this with Christo in the roster. You've had to make adjustments undoubtedly all across the map. And I think Dust 2, more than most other maps in the pool right now, it really can just feel like you get dominated sometimes by this T side. And it's very, very hard to offer up solutions. I think especially, you're up against G2 on their most played map. One that they've really had to bring a lot of kind of a lot of a spotlight to it, right? Because they've been on every side of the coin on Dust 2. They've been the team that's getting wrecked and that has had to come back. They've been the team that loses in, like close 16-14s. They've been the team that dominates here. They've seen it all. They've kind of explored all facets of Dust 2 and the ebbs and flows of it. And, North, they're usually all right on this map as well. But I think it is just the added stress of having a different fifth man in the server.
Yeah. And also, you can't really like use your in-game leader on the CT side if G2 are playing the way they are. They're just switching it up every round, man. They're just playing spawns, and that means, you know, a lot of the time you're gambling if you're North, right? Last round, North put 3 long, and you know that's just a gamble. You're just hoping that G2 have long spawns and take it, but instead G2 hit quick mid to be, and because North are triple long, they have no one in mid or CT.
What?
So it's a bit of a mess, as is this round. Trades somehow go the way of G2 on this long fight with the flashes, and now they have a 4-on-3 rather. G2, if they group and hit B, that is just painful for North, and it all comes down to this kill from Amanek. You won't get it. Gade safely smokes him off, but there's an example of when that close play from Gade is really good, right? You know, if someone's trying to spot or ascertain whether they can hit B, Gade's going to get that smoke down before you can react. But if G2 are ready to rush there, then Gade would again be in a real problematic position. Now, right now, Hunter is selling an A fake with the orb on his own on long. So he should be the first person to shoot, unless he wants to come in on this lurk. But either one works, because no one's watching this position. He has a free sight towards CT. That smoke, that's going to change everything. That might even draw North out of the B bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, if Hunter's able to get a kill from this position, I think North fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Now they see there's only one, but Gade's already left B, and now the warning signals are going off. You can hear them in Gade's head. They're sounding, the alarm is ringing out, and Gade has got to respond. He will put one up on the board, a 2-on-3, a very doable round for North, thanks to that kill from Gade. It's kept them competitive, it's kept them in this one. These man advantages haven't always translated to a victory for North, so let's see if G2 can hold down this B site. They've got the bomb planted, it is planted for tunnels, and Amanek is trying to get across. Next to getting spammed in through the door. Both players going to set up over here at car side. They're going to try and bait and switch this. They've got Nexa peeking, and that's what Amanek is hidden here. They're hoping that when they deal with Nexa, they discount Amanek. And Nexa, all he's got to be is a good distraction. He gets one, but that's all he needed to get. Now, Amanek peeking over the top, only good for one. It's going to be close. It's down to the wire, but I don't think they've got it. Yeah, this...
Oh, maybe.
Oh, just about North. A second on the board. Just barely. Amanek not able to do enough from his little hidey hole over in the corner. And so North, 2 on the board now. It's another B-side retake that goes their way.
Yeah, little does G2 know it, but they had the perfect timing. They could have won that round, I think, a lot cleaner, but they delay for so long in the tunnels, right? Gade leaves B, goes to mid, stops and waits, and then still has time to come back to B and get that kill as G2 commit.
I almost felt like there was a moment there where G2 were considering going back to A, because Hunter had gotten so deep down long, right? And he's spotted that no one is on this A side.
Maybe.
And so it felt like, you know, because that was right when the slowdown came in, and obviously they're waiting for Hunter to make contact, right? But at the same time, like the moment he doesn't get any, there must have been that kind of thought in their head, right? Oh goodness, are we going to walk into a B stack here? Then Hunter dies, and then they go, oh, okay, well, maybe not. We got to go. We got no other choices.
Because that's the thing. You don't know what information the enemies have, so it goes both ways. Like, you know, what if, hypothetically, North was stacked B there, and then off the back of Hunter making a smoke go down, North rotated everyone off, right? Like, you know, you never know if you're G2, and you don't want to walk into a full-on gamble stack save, right? One of those rounds where you lose too early, and you just put 3 on a bomb site and gamble and go, okay, if they come our way, we win the round. If they don't, we save, right? G2 didn't want to walk into that. So, you know, that is the other side of the coin, but it does cost them their life and their round. North find 2, and they're looking for more. Gade's going to have to smoke the door. Common setup on the CT mid to B just denies another entrance to that site, but that's not where G2 want. They're going to take A, and they've dropped a player into spawn. MSL doesn't know. He's going to flick, though. Finds Jax after 90 damage done by the AK. Christo has the long advantage. He's a shadow. Takes down Nexa. MSL re-peaks off the back of a flash and finds Hunter. And one by one, this round is falling apart. The bomb has been lost for G2. They may have a man in CT, but they don't have mid. And AZ's firing off orb shots left and right. Amanex missed his chance, and Kenny might just want to save.
Yeah, and even getting away with this AWP is a pretty tenuous subject. I think he should be okay. There are players nearby. Yeah, luckily enough, no one headed down into the lower tunnels. So Kenny does survive. He does get to hold on to his coveted AWP. This was a stellar hold from MSL. It feels like we've just been waiting for this AWP to kind of get going over here for the CT side, for the North squad. And in that round there, it really does arrive, and in a very big way. So hopefully this is where
Wow.
That's actually wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that kind of just cut me off. More Mac 10 kills than he does USP and Glock kills combined.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely mad. You know, just I guess when he was in NA, he was just farming on anti-ecos every round, like gotta get them eeks. He learned from Trace himself. But yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? But not a pistol player is Amanek. More of an SMG genius or SM genius. They did it for me there and I still bottled it. 7-3 though, with 10 rounds deep, and North is starting to come alive. Can they keep things up and over? Double orb in through middle. MSL just trying to fight. He hits a shot through the door. He can't even see Hunter to make it. Hey, gonna re-peek off the back of Jax's flash, and that's another frag going the way of North. 5-on-3, blink and you missed it. This round is rolling out of control of G2. They need to get someone back in pilot of this ship. Christo's dropped next to on long. Oh no! Oh dear. Oh, what else can you do really if you're G2 here? This one's done. Anybody, you may be good. It may be your birthday, but no presents from Cajun.
Yeah, this is North starting to warm up, starting to get into the swing of things here on Dust. And, you know, it so often feels like at the minute, it only takes you to get a few rounds on the board to start to get back into the swing of things. Yeah. And that is really where the momentum can start to side with you. North, this went from being a game where they were 6-0 down at one point in time. Now 4-7, and this is the road to recovery here for North. MSL's going aggressive at long, and he's got Christo with him, but Jax is already on the angle. That's why MSL is here, to guarantee that this is kept in a 4-on-4, kept in even odds. He's done his part of the bargain in this round.
That's got to feel rough for Christo. MSL just goes, dude, push here. He dies, MSL trades, cheers, buddy. Like, but, you know, if you're Christo there, you just die, you know, a valiant death, but also one where you really don't feel like you have an impact into the round. Luckily, don't need any impact because North are going to do it without you. 4-on-2. Cajun's dropped next to it long. This AWP again firing off our MSL, gets a cat kill. And just like that, it's G2 at a 2-on-4. Kenny and Amanek flashing their way up towards the A site. They've got to beat this AWP. That's the big problem. MSL falling. Oh, he's going back in with a flash. It's excellent. As Amanek peeks, he gets blinded. Can't see a thing. MSL hanging around on the corner. No rush. Kenny has been left in so many of these 1-on-5s, and it has just not happened. It has not materialized. He's going to give it a go with a fake plant as well, forcing the kill, but the trade is so quick. Cajun, nice shot from long with the AK. Does at least keep that round North, but won't save that second AWP. They still get away with one at a bare minimum.
Yeah, these AWPs have been absolutely stellar from North, right? Yeah. They've been so key in every one of these rounds that have been picked up. That's interesting. Kind of ironic as well when you think about the staple map that Dust 2 is.
When's Dust 4? That's my question. Skip the third. Skip the, not the sequel, the trio. The trilogy.
Trequel.
Trequel. That works. That's like a really sweet sauce, isn't it?
It is, man. Well, let's get into this one, Treacle. 7 on the board for G2, 5 for North. The Danes starting to stumble back to their feet. And I want to see more from Kenny, man. I feel like, you know, if you want anyone to be going toe-to-toe with MSL, we're looking at him. And as you say, he's been left in these 1v5s pretty much all the time for G2 in these last few rounds. So let's see Kenny try and get a bit more proactive. If the rest of his team are going to be running in and dying first, maybe he at least beats them to it.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see this AWP, you know, go for those opening picks, go for those brazen plays that Kenny is known for. Flash him into an angle, let him do something wild. Right now, we haven't really seen his AWP come into all too much success ever since North started building. And what a score they've built. 3 on B in this one. Means they don't need to play heavy mid because Gade is spotting it from the doors and they have 2 inside of the site. This might be a B play given the looks of things. G2 though taking Catwalk can always drop off into mid to B. That's a classic. They smoke both sides. They're going to set Jax up, feeling this one out, seeing where this round goes. It looks like an A play after all, with Amanek coming back in from long. With the mid to be smoke, Jax can go through it towards CT spawn. No one's watching this as well. They don't need to throw anyone off Cat to drop CT. They're already in CT, and Nexa hits a blinding shot onto MSL on that A long position. G2 get a bomb plant, and Christo, he's looking for that long play. He's wondering where it is, but Amanek is waiting for this exact push. Christo wins the battle and has full util and a kit for the retake. This round has just started now for North, and they want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they decide to back on out. They decide, you know what? G2 can have a freebie. They want to try and keep this money in a nice place. I will say that. Like,
I'm so surprised they've done this. There's 2 rounds left of the half. They've got as much money as you need. They can buy. They could lose everyone here and still buy up. I think a lot of it is the fact that they have 3 AKs alongside this AWP. But at this point, there's only a couple of rounds left of the half. Like, you know, it feels like a waste.
You know, I guess the alternative to that is that there were already 3 players at this B side of the map. So maybe it's just, you know, you're so worried about the rotations taking a long time. You also know that G2 play aggressive in CT every now and again, right, dropping down from Catwalk. So, yeah, I mean, I guess as well, at that point in time, when those 3 players are committed to the save in B, Christo hadn't yet won his fight at long. So, yeah, I think it was just one of those cases where the decision is already made, and you don't want to be scrambling, having already wasted, you know, 15 seconds off the clock.
And right there, it's going back to the point of like gambles and how it's just favored G2 in this game so far. North, they put 3B right there. G2 don't hit it. North have to save, and saving a round that they probably could have won. But here's where the gamble sometimes comes up in your favor, Harry. What have we got? Triple B. Where are G2 going? B. All looks pretty good for North right now.
Yeah, it really does, especially because they've been very, very stubborn with these rotations, right? Not unless they're feeling the pressure, then maybe they crack a little bit sooner, but right now, they are very, very content to just keep this 3-man B hold. There is Hunter, who tried to fake over it short earlier on, just throwing a bit of utility that way, but it's not caused anyone to budge. A missed shot from AZ. Now the rest of the gang at B have to step up. A good spray from Gade, and that softened them up. At the very, very least, Kenny is going to best AZ, but Hunter's been removed. It's Kenny S once again in a 1v3. And he's not accounting for the man still in the site. He's instead checking car. This has given a lot of room over to Cajun B. Rotations are in. Kenny first kill, but there's still so many bodies to find. He's trying to make it stylish for us. Kenny will take the clutch at this point. Smoke goes down. He's going to creep up close to it. 30 seconds, and he sees a passageway to get through these doors. He looked like he was considering it for a moment. Still looking to isolate these fights, and there is a man trapped in the bomb site, but Kenny is not looking that way. And so it is going to be the round going in favor of North.
Yeah, it's a big stack there, and North, it really pays off for North. Great spray from Gade, as you said. He did so much damage, even though he only got 1 kill. The damage he does means a Molotov follows up with a frag, someone spam gets one, and yeah, North just closed it off the back of that. Kenny was definitely given an opportunity there, but won't be able to take it. Amanek does buy armor. Was hesitating for a second. Gade spots mid, sees nothing, runs right back safely into B. Doesn't want that site to be lost here in the last of the half, especially when G2 have a low buy. I think the fact that Kenny's not on the AWP pick could be a blessing in disguise. Not to say that, you know, Kenny's been necessarily having problems, but G2 haven't been getting entries, and so Kenny's AWP doesn't really ever come into play, right? It's just stuck in 1-on-4s and 1-on-5s. So yeah, G2 have been having a rough time at even getting opening kills in the latter stage of this half. So Kenny on a rifle, maybe he's the guy who can get the opener. Maybe he can assist G2 in that sense. On Catwalk they go. The Mac 10 leading the charge on the back of Jax. Good little grenade from Cajun. He will be able to back up to the site and play crossfire with the AWP on MSL. But the question is, do G2 still want to go? Because of course, they can throw this util again and back up into a mid to B with Amanek in the tunnels and the man watching the mid doors. That seems like the game plan, throwing a player into CT. MSL knows, but if anything, he should know now where the bomb is going. Amanek's been dropped, and this is very clear for G2.
Gade, what can he do? He does have AZ to help him out, and they are getting wrapped on. See, the flash is good. Actually, it's Nexa's flash that blinded Jax, so not that great if you're G2, but fantastic if you're North. It's left him in a 3-on-3 here to round out the half, and Cajun, Christo, and MSL left For the Danish side, they're going to start to creep on up here. 2 players veering away and heading in through the tunnels, but G2 have got everyone committed into the site. Nexter with this AWP is just holding down the angle. Flashed off of it only for a moment, but that's going to give some time here for North to work their way up through the tunnels. Nexter, that molly is going to force him into the open, and MSL cuts him down, but time is the problem for MSL. Wow. There's not enough of it, and it's the ace for Hunter to round out this first half of play. 9-6 in favor of G2. Find out who will be taking this third and final map and this series after a quick break, so stick around.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah. Cause it feels good right now. Yeah. Gotta show me the money. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Never been around wealth. Now I'm surrounded. Nice cars at the mansion right next to the fountain. CEOs in business suits and
Well, do we have any Hunter fans out there? Because boy, did he pop off here in this final round of play. An ace for Hunter to solidify a strong half for G2. And he's looking to keep that fire burning here heading into the second. G2 about to begin their CT side, currently sporting a 3-round lead over North. This is where we see if it's going to be dominance continuing for G2 or if North still have some fight left in them.
Oh, a little delayed on the cat boost, as cat boosts often are, but they will get into play, and G2 have 2 men to the middle fast, or at least faster than that of North. Flash out from Nexter in mid, sets these players up to fight. Jax looks at the top side, sees nothing. They're coming from lower, and he's not being quiet about his position either. Spamming with the P2K, so not even silent shots here. Hunter, he is silent and dead. Oh dear, Jack's deleted now. He has no teammate to help him out. Hunter, oh, he's gone white. He's dropped everyone. He's killed the bomb as well. I thought that was a bait and switch. Instead, it's just the switch, and Hunter switches on, getting 3, sending the bomb back towards B. Amanek has peeled out the site. He needs to reconsider right here and right now. Nexter alongside him. They've cleared this one out. They need to get back into B because right now North are heading there.
Yeah, they might just stroll into a site where nobody's home. Thankfully, G2, they've seen the lights are on. They've tried to go back in, and now they get the info that this is where the play's coming in. Amanek was dinked on his first and only peek into the site. It's a good job that Nexa didn't overextend and go down there, because now it's left G2 with this 3-on-2. Christo's going to be planting this bomb. Him and Cajun, they've got to combine for this clutch to get North into this game again in the second half. I'm taking away. Christo keeping an eye on the tunnels. There's players there trying to move in for the kill, but that's where Cajun B can spring his little trap. And now down to the 1v1. Christo, no new blood on the block. And Kenny, seasoned veteran of the French scene, up against him on the other side. Christo just buying time, toying with Kenny S. But Kenny does it best. Defuse comes on in, and G2, they're going to reach double digits, 10 on the board. And the birthday boy, well, it's him bringing the goods in the server.
Yeah, you gotta worry, right? Or wonder, like, what's going through his mind there as he presses the scoreboard and looks at the one-on-one between him and Kenny S, right? You can't be feeling too confident. He tries a lot of times to take the fight, but Kenny will remain tall, jumping above the box and firing death down from above. Puts G2 onto 10. Lead is locked in double digits alongside it. North have forced in the second round, and they're delaying this long take. They're going to be flashing out, or at least MSL is. But, oh god, how does Jax do that much damage with a jump peak? Christo's put down to 50, tries to push a smoke. Instead, he gets bullets in his face. North, they're going to get out along. They want nothing to do with this place anymore. It's not treating them kindly. And in all of this time, someone could have pushed elsewhere, so they need to remain aware of this map. Cajun's in tunnel, watching lower and denying an upper aggressive player. Amanek isn't going for it though. G2 don't feel the need to be aggressive with a man advantage. They can wait for North to come to them, and North will.
Hunter's still sat on this Molotov as well. He might look... Oh, that's a brutal nade from Kenny. And now the molly goes out. I love that he delays it. Not only does it let the nade do damage first, but it also splits this push in half. One player is trapped on the catwalk, and that was Cajun. He still runs through the molly right at the very end, and that almost finishes him off. G2, stellar utility work there in the A-bomb site. The order in which the utility went out, the timing on it, everything about it was perfect. And it completely cancels out that attempt at the round from North.
And those palm tree flashes again, I love talking about them because they're so good. When Kenny's sitting goose throwing the flashes into the tree isn't a physical model in the game. So not only does it not block the flashes, but it physically blocks the flashes. So North can't see them go out in the first place. They have nothing to turn. They can't avoid them. And North were full blind coming up catwalk there. This time they're going to have another nade come their way, and boy, does it have results. 5 players put in the red, and Kenny makes them all dead. It's an ace from him, but you got to give a little shout out to Hunter as well, who certainly lit them up. Just look at this. Despicable. Cool. Nice little Glock anti-eco ace from Kenny. And 12-6, G2 4 away from doing it. North have had no rounds in the second half. It's either now or nothing.
Someone Hunter going to hear these footsteps. Knows that they're down in lower tunnels and looking to get out of the mid. Now that flash has completely wrecked G2. My goodness, that tower gets dismantled, and now 5-on-3, North, they're very, very happy with the way this round has started. That flash finding a double, not something that happens every day. So what are they going to do with this man advantage? They'll peel on back into the B site early on. They have Cajun B already holding on to the upper tunnels. There is a smoke here, but it's starting to dissipate, and no one from G2 is present at this B bomb site. North are just going to walk on in, and this is probably just a save for G2. This doesn't really feel like a round you can attempt. Nexa is here, and he will put up one, but that's the end of his journey. The nade of Kenny doesn't find too much damage, if any, actually. Bomb plant now found for North. This is just the save call for G2. They want to keep this AWP out. They want to keep their money in good standing.
Yeah, the reason you hang around there, even for a second, is you know that North aren't going to get aggressive and give you kills. But if they do, well, those are the kills you want, right? If North are going to plant B and push window or push door, and then you can kill them, well, that just sets you up to retake the round, right? If North throw 2 players at you, suddenly you're favored. So And that's an option, but not a reality. North aren't going to make those silly mistakes, and they safely convert this round on B. Moving away as the bomb explodes. 7 rounds for North, their first T round taken. How many more are in store for North? This is it, do or die. Backs up against the wall. G2 still with a bit of cash to invest, and they will do so. No orb. Actually, sorry, there is one rather, and MSL's got it on the T side as well. Kenny will be taking his to long on his own. No need for support. Heavy cat play, and AZ's not ready for the pace. It's quick in the face. Hunter's found a kill, and G2 just as soon as they get there, as soon as they leave, they are out of there like a bang. And with a man advantage, North now have to pull this one back.
Yeah, this can feel horrible as well, right? Because everyone here for North is like running down mid with such purpose. They all look like they wanted to try and contest this cat area. And now that that hasn't gone their way, whatever they had planned in this round, well, it's out the window. And Christo, he's been holding on to long all round. The timing here couldn't be worse for him. Jax has just seen it as well. And now he's rubbing his hands together. He knows they've got North right where they want them. And actually, Hunter trying to steal that frag away almost ends up blocking the shots needed. However, it is still the kill for G2. And now for North, this is scary because you've just seen that G2 saw you going this way. You're already anticipating that they are primed. They are ready to go at this A-bomb site for the catwalk push. Oh, and by the way, Jax is just doing it again. He's here again, and they forgot about him. They forgot about Jax, and that's a mistake they're not going to make the second time around. A nice flick from MSL, but it's only one in a sea of G2 players. He has to go above it all now. MSL, AWP in hand, and Kenny swings wide. 13 on the board now for G2. They're looking to lay this one to rest. There is still a buy available to North. Still money in the chamber, but it's not going to be lasting long if this victory does not go the way of North in this round.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's why North are taking a second to buy up. They've even got a pause coming in. I think that's a great call, the right round for it. The first they've even called. So, yeah, I mean, North, this is it. Christo can drop the orb and they can buy up full. It can be a decent buy. You know, it's just going to be lacking utility on a couple of players, but that's fine. You got 3 full sets at bare minimum. In fact, 4, because MSL's taken a Galil and no one's dropped an orb. Not yet, at least, unless Christo wants to trade. Really would be receiving the worst end of the stick, but nope. He's going to buy up his own util and AK. Hunter has 420 utility damage after that dunk on short. Sounds about right. Was pretty lit, so. Heard Trace laugh from the other room at that. He appreciated it. North, fast long take. They got the spawns. They're going to go quick.
Yes, indeed. They're picking up the pace. They get players into pit. Now, Jax and Hunter are both playing on the other side of this smoke. That's risky, because this will get wallbang sometimes. However, with Kenny drawing the attention away at the car, they are so fixated on guaranteeing this kill that maybe there's some space for Jax. He's flashed into long, but a quick flick from Christo, and he has bid farewell. An advantage for North in a very big way. 5-on-3 now. And they're going to slow it right down.
Committing though, and G2 should be ready for it. Clearing out tunnels is next. It's going to be a long way away though. It's down to Amanek on the site. Can't put up anything. 1 kill, that's it. Hunter giving away his position with a good grenade, but it's not going to be worth it. No one's low. No job to finish. Except this round maybe. That's if G2 want to commit. 2 players coming. Next is up Cat. Missing the timing on the player that escapes, and that's a big runaway as well from whoever that was. I think it was AZ. The fact that he even gets away from that fight has put him safely inside of A, and G2 have saved as a result. If they killed him, maybe they would have gone for it, and that could have been a win, undoubtedly. So G2 giving North 8 here, respecting the Danes when they should. And while it's not back-to-back rounds for North, it's at least rounds taken with 1 in the middle from G2. At this point, North will take whatever they can get.
Here's something interesting. You know how we were saying it feels like Jax is just holding W and running into bomb sites?
Yeah.
Well, that was T-side, obviously, not so much now, but you get what I mean. He's not actually a W player. He's an arrow key player.
Oh, is he a left-handed mouse user? Or is he just moved his keyboard all the way along? That's the thing. That doesn't really make sense unless you have a short. Well, if you have a short keyboard, you don't have the arrow keys. So, I always wonder, like, if you're using arrow keys, how far up is your keyboard? Is it dangling off the table? Do you even have the letters WASD? Are they even there? Who knows?
Yeah, he is right-handed. He just uses the arrow key. Interesting one.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with that on old school lands, I don't think. Only big desks allowed here. At least for Amanek. Or Jax, was this rather? Jax. I respect it anyway. I've seen weirder binds in my time. Machine being one of them. But he is left-handed, so we'll cut him some slack.
Well, no, they are looking to try and pick up the slack in this round. They've lost AZ early on. There's a man advantage here for G2, and Jackson tucked himself in on the blue bin. And he's looking, perhaps, for a win here at Long. He's gone ahead and removed one from the equation, and now there's even more players looking to deal with him. But Jax has been so pesky, he's just kept so mobile, and they will wide swing. They do deal with Jax. This AWP is trained in on the corner, so Amanek is very much relying on a flash that's never going to arrive. Gabe with a stellar peak, MSL as well, and it all falls onto Kenny. 1v2, he needs 4 kills in this round. He needs a 4K if he wants to pick up a 14th. 4G2. Smoke goes down, flashes in on the back of it. Kenny trying to get up in their face. And he's already past the CT smoke. Kenny doesn't play by the rules. He's getting deep in this site. MSL's at Long, and Kenny has caught the most unreal timing. Turns around. MSL now on the platform.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Kenny doesn't know. And this bomb, he's going to figure it out. Kenny's deduced it. Detective Kenny S is on the case, and he's tried to crack it wide open. But MSL is so elusive back at Long. A 9th on the board for North, as they've stolen one away from G2.
How are North winning these rounds? It's looking like lost rounds. It's looking like 4-on-3s that G2 are in full control of. That double long setup, G2, they got stuck. They wanted to play aggressive. Then they realized the AWP was there and they couldn't peek into it because they would die. They get stuck trying to fall back. I mean, it's a mess from G2. And at that point, Kenny can't close it. A nice try. But North, they are taking this game the distance. They are making it the full 30. They don't want to go down without a fight. At least for the short term, they have broken G2's money in this round. It's Deagles, that's it. Bit of Kevlar and Hunter. He's the only one, though. Should be looking for double digits for North by the end of this round. MSL posting up, and Jax has seen it. He can't stop it. And here's why Long sucks for CTs, because you want that info. You want it desperately, but you don't have it. Luckily, G2 get it other ways by pushing in middle. They have full flank this long position. Gade is watching for the door play. How long will he stay, though? Could timing be the bearer of bad news? Nope, Gage spots one. Smoke available if he wants to stall them out, but he might do it later in the round. Looking to fight currently. There's Hunter gone, the one-armored player. And 2 more will follow. Gage spotted another. Does he know about the 3rd? Yes, he does. Gage got all 3. And it's down to G2. Likely just to die here, as they don't have a whole lot to save. That's a great shot from Jax, but any more past this point would be ridiculous.
Bomb has been planted. It's not going to happen, is it? MSL holding down this angle. It's all left onto Amanek, and he is quite the distance away. Now, I don't want to say this is an undoable clutch, but Hugo, what do you reckon? 1v4, P2K, T-Spawn. I think we can write this one off. I think we can say that North, they've put a 10th round on the board. They've reached double digits, and now they sit 3 behind that of this G2 squad. And it's scary, man, because you think about some of the games that G2 had back at the road to Rio, and a reoccurring problem for them there was that a lot of these times in like 4-on-3 scenarios, or 4-on-2s in particular, it felt like they would throw it away. I think it was a G2 NIP game where that became like really, really present. So this is like, you know, this isn't the first time we've seen G2 falling apart, even when they have these man advantages.
Yeah.
And that's scary because, you know, if being up in a 4-on-2 or a 4-on-3 isn't enough to win you the round, then you're very much relying on these individual players having big moments. And while they've delivered us a lot of them, we've had aces from the likes of Hunter, we've had Kenny come in with one. you know, if the individuals aren't stepping up, or if North are able to just rise to the level, then it's a scary place to be in for this G2 squad. And suddenly, nothing's a certainty.
This buy is weird as well, right? Like, you know, Jax has 600, doesn't have a kit in a round that G2 don't have really any utility. Like, if a bomb gets planted, they're probably saving anyway. But when you have the money and you're buying full, you may as well get the kit, considering you have none. So I hate it when people don't buy kits. At least one per team. Like, that's all you need. You can communicate where that gets dropped. You can pick it up most of the time. Like, one at a bare minimum, I think, especially, you know, when you're on a full rifle round like this. So let's see. I mean, we'll know, because if it comes back to haunt G2, it's going to be plainly obvious. So right now, Jax is in a great position to get a kill. This may be why he doesn't have a kit. If this was his game plan, if he had a kit, it would get lost up here. He should be able to get one at least. But flashes could render him useless from this position. North are ready to split A. A re-smoke on short. They set up their utility on the short side. Jax is ready. There's the AWP. That's a big kill. Jax can't follow up, though. Instantly traded by Christo. Luckily enough, Hunter's pushed close to the smoke, and North have to go. It's their full commitment.
Oh, bit of spam, but Hunter's not going to reply. He's trying to dodge the bullets, and they are finding damage. Gade is going to finish it off, so the man advantage back in favor of North once again. Nexa in the bomb site gets dispatched off. Kenny trying to hold the cross. There's very little time, but he's not able to find the bomb, and so a plant comes through. It's Kenny S in a 1v2. Does he want to attempt this? He might give it a look in at the very, very least. With players still challenging in the site, there's a chance for Kenny now. First kill presents itself, and now he's just looking for Cajun B. Cajun hidden. Where on earth is he? Kenny's pondering. Kenny's wondering and not able to land the flick, but he's been given a second chance, and you don't want to give him too many of those, but Cajun answers the call and steps up in the 1v1. 11 now on the board for North. They are grinding their way back into this third map, slowly but surely. The fight is not won yet for G2.
Oh dear, 4 in a row and then calling a tactical pause. That's when you know North are really believing in themselves right now, and they've got an anti-eco to follow. Wait, I just saw a buy from someone, at least on G2. They're buying here. They do not have the money to full buy, so I'm going to be very interested when we cut back as to how they're choosing to approach the situation, because right now, with that buy, with that weak, utilityless, kitless buy, it didn't happen. It came down to a one-on-one, and North will take it over the line. Now G2, tempted by the fact things got close in the last. But it's not like they have control over the North economy. It's actually only a hero weapon. It's on Kenny. I've got to wonder if that's even like, you know, why, really, at this point? When Kenny's been hitting all these shots with the AWP, is this a panic buy? Is this, you know, a hero rifle? If so, it's a FAMAS. It's not even an M4. So I'm not a fan, but we'll see what Kenny can do with it. We'll see if he can make it worth his while. Could be a misbuy, but I don't want to assume. 11 rounds for North, 2 away from being equal to that of G2. Cajun's holding spawn for the wrap.
One thing that is pretty cool in this round is that G2, they just went and cleared tunnels straight up. They peeked into it with the pistols. They didn't really have much to lose on that front. And so now they get the info that tunnels is clear. This is going to afford them a very heavy stack over at the A side of the map. North, with this long control, with MSL in the pit, they're not getting given any information that's going to lead them to believe that this bomb site is stacked. What's important for North here is that if they do decide they want to go back, if they go towards this stack and they decide it's not for them, they need to leave themselves with time. And luckily enough, that's in high supply right now for the Danes. They're going to commit that. They're so close. The choice is kind of out of their hands. They are committed to the A play whether they like it or not. And right now, they are liking it a lot. Gade locking it down. 3 in the site. Jax is removed as well. And North 12 on the board. 1 away from tying this up. And now, as a decision of buying that FAMAS, Kenny not going to be able to invest into this round, even though the rest of the team are. He's only got a FAMAS moving forward. Quite the downgrade when you think about some of the AWP shots this man's been hitting. A tactical timeout called in for G2.
Yeah.
There is a chance that Amanek could drop an AWP over.
Maybe it's all calculated, right? Maybe I'm just an idiot, and G2, they've been thinking about this 2 rounds in advance. They were like, Kenny, you have to get the hero gun. Then you drop Amanek a FAMAS, and he buys you an AWP, and you're all okay. And maybe you get a kill with a FAMAS anyway. Like, but you know, it doesn't really matter anyway. It doesn't make a difference into that previous round. And Amanek doesn't buy the AWP, so it's not going to be a factor here either. Kenny's still on the FAMAS. And now I think back to that FAMAS by last round. I go, well, he could have an AWP here. And on the most important rifle round of the game, I'd rather like Kenny on an AWP. But right now, He's left to just his FAMAS.
Jax has left a lot of extra money in his bank account and hasn't bought a kit, Hugo. So
I'm gonna start screaming in a second. Like really, top of my lungs, like full moment. Yeah, something like that, maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it comes back to bite them. Again, it could not be a problem, Harry. It might be forgotten, but it might be one that we don't let G2 forget.
That was a little taste of the scream, but we only get the full thing if this continues. North looking to tie this up, and boy, what a comeback it's been from this squad, right? There was a time where they were, what, 13-7 down, and now they sit one away from equalizing it out. And more importantly, if they win this round, they won't just be equalizing it out. In my eyes, they're taking the lead. Not only is the momentum in their favor, but the money will be gone for G2. Their buys have been a little unpredictable, though. So I don't really know what that means for the G2 squad at this point in time, honestly, Hugo.
Yeah.
They're setting up over here at Catwalk on the north side. Kenny holding Goose. He's only got one of these palm tree flashes that you love so much.
I do love them.
Let's see if that's enough to make a difference. Also, keep your eye on Hunter, because this guy living up to his name right now. Well, actually, the Hunter very much becomes the hunted there. So I do apologize for falsifying the achievements of that man. Amanek coming in with the trade. We'll at least leave this in a 4-on-4. And this might prompt North to just hit the go button. They've spotted another man at Cat. They're trapped here, so they've got to get into the site. And Kenny flashed in for the peak, does drop one. Man advantage now with G2, and Kenny with the famous shuts down 3. My word, we were questioning the famous buy, but of course it all makes sense. Kenny, famous main, then the AWP main down beneath it. But the famous head and shoulders his best gun.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
Yeah, 2 rounds ago, Kenny said, guys, I don't want an AWP in that crucial round. I actually want 2 FAMASes because I can provide way more value with 2 FAMASes. And well, the first FAMAS does nothing, but the second FAMAS, it does everything. So it makes up for the nothing, Harry, and he even picks up the AWP of MSL as well. So Kenny, I never doubted you, brother, not for a second. Happy birthday. And congratulations on a 14th
Happy birthday,
round.
throw that in.
Yeah, you know. That's a streak, though, bro.
Guys, did you all know it's Kenny's birthday today?
Yeah,
I don't know if you've said that one enough.
That is true, Harry.
Money, money, money.
Wow, I didn't know that either. So that's a fun fact. I imagine that's right. Deagle, armor, most expensive weapon.
M249.
Is that the most expensive weapon?
Yeah.
What's the auto at?
5,000.
Good stuff, Harry. That's why I come to you. Zeus, Kit.
Zeus,
G2
Kit.
need to learn about that second one.
And then
pretty much
pulse
everything.
Nades,
Yeah, obviously.
and then you're golden. That's it. You've done it.
Expensive nades only, though. We're talking mollies, we're talking smokes, we're talking HEs, and a singular flashbang. But we are back into the action. 14-12, G2 break the 5-round streak at North. And North, oh dear, it might be a B-rush. They might want to end it all here, but a Molotov will put a stop to this play. And well, they're just going to press the go button again. They don't care what G2 have to say. Nexa, oh, he's going to send them packing. He's dropped 1. The AWP tagged as well. MSL is 10, but he has got the entry that's opened up B. Both players dead. Christo coming in through mid. The man on a mission in the backline. He could win this round with this play, but it's being watched in the smoke. Amanek is looking. Oh dear, I don't know if he's going to see the barrel. Crystal needs to look into the wall, but he's found his timing. He's found his chance. Jax has gone right past. Christo stalling. 1, 2. Christo making it happen. And it's just on Hunter in a 1-on-2. He's got to respond. He's got to force this fight. He's done that at least, but Cajun is playing the bomb, and Hunter has no idea where he is.
Flash in for Hunter. Tries to see if he's in window, anticipates there was going to be a repeat, but it never arrives. And Cajun just hidden on the platform, solidifies the round for North. 13 on the board. And this game getting even tighter. North are not ready to ease up. It's Christo, the new boy on the block, the new boy donning a North jersey to make that round happen.
This is what we've all been waiting for, Harry. The comeback of all comebacks. I can't believe North have taken it this far. And they might push it over the line as well. Grouped in B, but not committing to the rush. It's a solo player there. G2 don't expect that to happen again, and I don't blame them. That's the first B round we've seen from North in some time. Long has been so good to them, but now North are moving back into more of a default setup, and we haven't really seen too much of this in this T side. Taking Catwalk late. G2 have a double setup here. Gade is flashed out middle. He hears the cross into CT. He doesn't want anything else to do with it. Remember, Nexa and Jax, they are up in this position on Cat. That's where North are going to try and end up. Even if they hit B, you want catwalk because you don't want to get fast flanked, right? If G2 have catwalk and then North throw B smokes, G2 are going to flank you so quickly. So North at least need to push them back off of the stairwell. But in doing so, G2 are committing to fights. They're not playing fullback. They're not playing to survive. They're playing for the bloody end. They're looking to kill North here on short. No flash available. T1 comes. Nexa gets a kill. It's a double trade. Jax has dropped the bomb, and that is huge. He has a smoke to buy time, to buy position, to set up the AWP of Kenny that's also here on the catwalk. And right now, North have 40 seconds to not only get control of this bomb, but to get it down in a sight.
Oh, Cajun's helped out by removing Amanek over at the B site. However, well, this would lead them to have the B bomb site with no resistance. The real problem is that this bomb still belongs to G2. They always seem to find a way back to it. And now, Kenny bested by MSL in the head-to-head. Oh dear, Jax just about gets down into CT.
No, you're
While
kidding.
he gets down, so do the rest of his team. Jax, 1v3 required. They're pushing up through Cat. The bomb plant has come in with seconds to spare. And North, they've recovered this round. They've taken it back. 14 on the board.
Christo has had some incredible lurks in this T side. Like, you know, looking at that B round a couple of rounds ago for North, where he hides in the mid smoke and he lets Jax walk past and takes two and even stalls Hunter out. Right there, he waits long the entire round. Hunter also waits long the entire round and then realizes at 20 seconds, he should probably play A, should probably play that bomb as, well, no one's coming from long with 15 seconds left, right? That wouldn't make sense. No, it wouldn't. You're right. And that's exactly what Christo does. He comes from long, he kills Hunter on the A site. MSL wins the, it's such an important kill to Kenny with the AWP. If he misses that shot, the round's done. So, I mean, that's just a case of everything that needs to happen for North happened. And great game plan to actually get that bomb back under control. OT, it's on the cards here as we get into round number 29. 14 apiece. That's what Trace thinks. But I think it's time to start the rounds over again.
I wouldn't say no to a little bit more counter, Hugo. I wouldn't say no to it. But are these teams prepared to go the distance? That's the question we've got to ask. And we're into this 4-on-4 out of the gate. Now, Christo immediately puts it back in favor of North. That's because he's been holding on to long. Like a dependable fifth would. He keeps his eyes fixated on the prize. And he reaps the rewards. So now, man advantage for North. They slow it right down again. And this must feel so grimy to play against. They're really making you work to build back into this on the G2 side. Jackson Amanek teaming up in mid, looking to go for this push. And if they do it, they're not going to like what they find on the other side. I tried to warn them, but Gade is here. And he's holding it down with the AK. He's not budging. And Gade, it looks like he's on rails, man. Yeah. He's just a cart with a gun attached to him. And my goodness, it's all pre-planned. He's nailed every shot. Nexa, 1v4 required. North might be about to reach match and series point here on Dust 2 in a game where they were down 13-7 at one point in time.
Yeah, 12-6 as well. Every bad number we've got them for North, except this one, 15. They found it. There's no way Nexa can put a stop to this, and it's a save round. I mean, this round was an eco for G2. Remember, they're playing for OT with this buy. And for sure, they can get us there. One round for G2, more than attainable. They're going to have everything they need in terms of weaponry. Hopefully kits as well. And even if Nexa doesn't get away with this gun, it's still fine. That's not a problem. So he can look for Exodus if he wants to make his score look a little bit prettier. But remember, kills aren't going to have any impact into the money of North going into what will be round number 30. Nexa's save is successful. And North, it's map and match point. This is such a big win for North as well, especially in a group of Danes, right? 3 Danish teams, Astralis, North, Heroic, and of course G2 as well. And for North to potentially pick up an opening series here over the non-Danish team, well, that would set them up very well.
And it would be the 2 Danish teams finding victory today that have both had to make very, very short notice roster adjustments. Yeah. So that's kind of wild when you think about it. Christo was only 10 years old when CSGO released.
Yeah, I actually had a little deep dive for Christo's history. I looked through HLTV. This guy's 18. His first official was when he was 14 years old. Like, I can't even comprehend that, like playing at a level that would be classed as an official match and being 14. Like, what a talent. He's been playing this game for some time despite being a young gun. And right now he's fitting well to this North roster, right? He's been coming in on a lot of nice lurks on the T side, just filling the gaps more so, not being the star player, but that's not what North need. Right now, it's Gage at the top of the board, 24 and 19. AZ certainly showed up earlier as well. Right now, North are just a round away from taking it over the edge. Notice they are grouped B right now, but that bomb's in spawn, so it won't be a commitment off of the back of the round. Solo B set up for G2, but heavy in mid means rotations are available and fast as well if they want. Fighting for it. They're going to move both Kenny and Amanek back towards middle. They do it with a flash as well, so North actually don't see the cross. They have no idea which side G2 are on.
And he's going to flash himself in for a peek, and him and MSL, they'll exchange a shot, but no damage found. This is the round that either starts it all again, or the round that closes this very, very back and forth third map and the series. North are either going to walk away winners, with Christo making his debut here for them, or alternatively, run this clock back again. Mid control taken by North, very, very slow. They're keeping in current trends. This is how they've been able to see a lot of these rounds through to completion. One thing I think that's pretty important to bear in mind, though, is that no opening kills have presented themselves yet, right? Like North, they've normally been pretty good at dispatching of a man early on and playing around this advantage, but that has not been the case here. G2 are playing very, very reserved. And now, with only 15 seconds left, North, they've got to commit to the A play. They've got to get in, and all these shots have to land, because if they don't, it could be a disaster. Hunter's been deleted, but Kenny is very much still a problem, as he so often is. But the bomb plant is afforded. Gade at least wins that fight. It's a 3-on-4 for G2 to keep the dream alive, and Jax dealing with MSL on that peak. Now has a lot to offer, but once again, Christo, we've said this man has been good at lurking. We've said he's had some impact rounds. Well, in this one, he has solidified the post plant for North. Comes in on the wrap, deletes a man. Amanek in the 1v2. He has to stick this defuse, and they need to peek him. Cajun swinging out, solidifies it, and North, they're going to take this series 16-14 here on Dust. And the Danes, they weather the French storm. They get the job done.
Oh, can you believe it? That is a game and a half for North, and congratulations to them. Like, commiserations for G2. What a series to be a part of. But the fact that North pulled that game back and take a victory, blowing my mind. North, they're looking good right now. Stand-ins, coaches, doesn't make a difference. These guys can perform even without Kiebi in the roster. Astralis picked up a win with a stand-in. North have done it as well. This day makes no sense, but welcome to day one of DreamHack Masters Spring. We have another game coming up for you as well. It is Liquid Chaos, but first an analyst desk, and before that a break, so join us in just a moment.
Well, would you believe it? A series that went all the way with almost all around. Got a 16-8 out of the second one there of Inferno. But Dust 2, boy, did Dust 2 delivers 30 rounds of action-packed Counter-Strike. And believe it or not, it doesn't take a coach to beat G2. You just have to have a stand-in. And North are going to be doing it. They pick up this series 2-1, and they see it go their way, as well as us looking in the way of DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Of course, a lot on the table right here. A lot of things going on, and we're going to be going over most of it right here on the desk, or the digital desk, I should say. As there we go, we got rid of the engage sound. Now I've got Jacob with me, I've got Blay with me, and we're ready to talk a little counter. We're here to talk about the surgence of Danes. Now, Jacob, just get anything out of the way, any housekeeping that you want to say. What do you want?
I mean, I think that was honestly speaking a very impressive performance by North. I think the way they fought their way back into this game, that showed some resilience we haven't seen in quite some time. It's been a line that's been bleeding for a long time now. North have been without any good results, without any consistency in the way they play in pretty much forever. So I think I've seen some positive signs here. As for G2, it must be super disappointing to lose a game like that when you lead so much and when you have Kenny S playing well. It's simply unacceptable. And as I was saying coming into this game, G2 right now, they're getting by just being decent, but they're not playing well at the moment.
Blay, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much to add to that. I think a good thing here is Gate finally having the best map he's had in I don't remember the last time he had a good
2020?
map. 2020 maybe. He was
Possible.
really good on point. And also AZ dropped off in map number 3. He was great. He was phenomenal in the first 2 maps, and then he dropped. I think he had only 10 kills in the entire map, but everyone else stood up, right? Even Christo had a couple of really clutch moments there, and you got to give credit to North for grinding it back in the second half. And it goes to show, that system they have, it still works despite the fact that they had a coach playing with the previous games. They have this new kid coming in and playing. But for G2, man, it's frustrating. I have to say, I like the aggression, but at times you got to rein it in. There was a little bit of overconfidence happening from them, a few rounds which slipped away, and in the end, that's all North needed to get the win.
So are we moving away from the idea now that G2 are stuck in sort of some umbrella of communication issues? Do we feel like now we can really just start to expect the best of the best out of G2?
We should. I think we're at a point right now where G2 is going to face their first rough period, right? It's online Counter-Strike. They may not practice the same way they used to, all that kind of stuff. And finally, the results are not going their way. As said, the past 5 or 6 games they played, the results have been okay, but the play they delivered on the server hasn't been good enough. So I think G2 is entering a period where it's going to be a bit rough for them. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they can fight their way out of that one.
Now, Blay, would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. Like, if you look at their overall placements and the way the victories they have won a lot of games right recently. But like Pim pointed out earlier in the beginning of this series, it's not convincing. They should be winning these tournaments, these games rather, much more convincingly. And they seem to be missing that X factor, which they had a while back. And I don't know if it's only the comms. I do agree. Malik had mentioned how when the pressure is on, when it comes to close games, you notice how they tend to choke, right? I do feel the comms really have a big part in that. But apart from that, I think they sometimes need to rein in the aggression a little bit. You need to know when to be aggro, when to be a little bit more when you need to pace yourself a little bit better. And it kind of feels like it kind of spirals out of control when the scoreline's a little too close.
Now, that brings me to a pretty good point, or at least the next point here. And it's something that you identified, Sudin. What is it that we're looking at in this clip? I feel that you've got something prepared. You put a masterclass here together. What is it?
Basically, it's about G2's aggression, right? Like how they live and die by the sword. Look at this. This is good aggression. They push up towards short. They catch AZ off guard. That's basically Hunter, and I do believe that was Jax pushing there. And then both of them just rush up towards long. This is immediately a few seconds later. And this is what they do. They walk up towards long doors, and they don't stop aggressing. And I like that. Like, confident aggression, especially on a map like Dust 2, is something that can really net you rounds. Look at the flank they have coming in here. And then Jax in the end, of course, continuing to push short. They catch and destroy this take before it even happens. And even though it gets taken down in the end by MSL, job was done there. MSL was all alone in 1v4. So that's an example of where the aggression works out great for them. But at other times, you see them giving individual duels. A player dies at long, another guy pushes out mid doors all by his lonesome, another player just walks out towards B tunnels. I mean, what are you doing there, right? So I like the aggression, but sometimes they need to make it a little bit tighter.
Yeah, and I think you're onto something right there. We do have to take a call right now. We got one of our first-time callers, long-time listeners calling in. Who do we have over there? Is it Graham Pitt by any chance?
No, not this time. Sorry.
But it's Cajun B, and that'll do for me. Congratulations, Cajun B. You guys picked up a big W here on this last map. Specifically, it had to have gotten pretty stressful. Talk us through it all.
Well, it was really stressful last map. I think we were like behind 13-7 or something like that. And yeah, it was really tough Dust 2. Inferno, I don't really know what to say about it. They just played better than we did, and our team play wasn't really on point. Back to Dust 2, I felt like we even though we were behind, I feel like we stayed calm in the tough situations and took the right decisions, even though if we were a man down at some point.
Cajun, it's been a rough period for you guys. Let's be honest. It's been a rough couple of months for you guys. It seems to me like you're slowly but surely starting to find your ways, despite Kirby being out with illness and all these roster changes coming in and out of your lineup. Do you feel that you're on the right path right now to deliver some better and more consistent results? Because I guess that's what we all want from you guys. We see a glimpse of the potential, but are you ready to deliver some consistent results at a high level?
I believe we're ready, but it's still, how to say it, it's still a progress at some point. I believe that we are improving slowly, but I believe that we're getting there.
Is that good enough for you, improving slowly, or are you satisfied with the progress, or is it more you're getting by slowly but surely?
I'm satisfied right now. We don't expect to be in the top 10 in the next month or two. We're trusting the process that we are going through right now, and that's where we're gonna take it from.
And we're going to get to one last question here.
Never mind.
Sorry. No, you're good. You're good. This is one last question from Blair to Cajun B. Let's hear
Quick
it.
question, Cajun, would be Christo playing for you guys, right? When he had Jumpy playing, it was kind of obvious that he obviously was coaching the team, so he knew the system already in place, and he knew what role he was going to be playing. For example, in Vertigo, he'd be the guy on the T side marking the flank from the CTs, for example. Christo coming in, how much have you changed up the structure that you guys have, the system that you guys have to make him feel comfortable? Or is it more about him being given a pre-assigned role in the team right now?
Right now, it has to be like a pre-assigned rule. He still gets some CT spots, which he like, but and the main point is like the T side. He gets like the role which Kirby and Jumpy had. We haven't had enough time to like make something new and set him in clearly new rules and what he wants. Our T side is pretty strict. But I believe that at this time he has to fill in for Kirby.
Yeah, and speaking of which, that's already a pretty hard task. And one last thing I want to leave you with is this. Who takes on the responsibility of watering the plants behind you at the end of the day, so to say?
Well, Graham, of course. Who else? Team manager.
Of course. You wouldn't do it without Graham, and neither would we. Thank you so much, Cajun B. We will see you around, I'm sure of it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Cool. So we got him out, and that's the winner. We get to hear from the victors. And that, obviously, when you hear from what Cajun's saying right there, what's your take, Jacob? Do you buy into a program?
I buy into that he's satisfied with them getting better. I think it's been such a vague period for North for such a long time that any progress shown right now is a good thing for them. I think, as I said before the game, I think North is slowly but surely starting to get better. I think I see small glimpses of what we need to see for the future. AC in particular, if he can keep up the level he had on map 1 and 1-2, then I think North is a lineup that has to be feared out there within the top 10 region of Counter-Strike. Apart from that, I still need to see more consistency coming out from the likes of KGB. I still need to see MSL have a more strict impact with AWP and a more set ways of controlling the team. But overall, I think North can be somewhat happy with the progress they're showing. And of course, winning against G2 in a best of 3 series is always a great result. So they should be happy for now and continue the progress they're doing.
Yeah, Blade, what do you got?
Yeah, I feel I agree with Pimp on that, and also look, we don't know how long Kirby is going to be out of action right now, right? And also bear in mind, Crystal, like you mentioned, like Cajun mentioned, he is being forced to play the roles that Jumpy played, Kirby played earlier. It's not easy for such a young player who's never played a highest level of Counter-Strike coming to North and be like, hey, just do a Kirby. It's not going to work. But giving him a little bit more time, I don't know if it's like a month, a couple of months or whatever, it can only go uphill from here. And this win, I think, goes to show a lot that they do have the drive, they have the tenacity to grind back, even though the chips can be down. And I think it's a good sign. I do expect them to do well. I don't know if it's going to be a top 10 team in the next couple of months, but definitely going to be an upward trajectory.
Yeah, and I mean, overall, I guess we could do this. We are just waiting just a few seconds. I think what the appropriate thing to do here is look at this big group as a whole, and we're going to finish these groups out, or at least Group A. We're going to finish the group in the matter of, I think it was 3 or 4 days, but look at the names in this group. Astralis, North, G2, Heroic. Some of these teams have already taken an L today. That's going to be G2 and Heroic. So overall, though, guys, this one, I think, starting to shape up in a way that you would think it would.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, right? That of course we have 3 Danish teams in this group, but the fact that the 2 teams with roster changes coming into today's matches are the one also winning is, to me, a little bit surprising. I don't think any of us would have expected North to realistically beat a team like G2. As for Astralis, despite having these roster changes, despite losing Glaive, we expected them to win.
Just one more call coming in here. I thought we had actually disabled these lines, but we'll see what happens. Hello, who is it? And who is on the other side of the phone here? Oh,
hello.
Mr. Kenny S, is it? You want to join us, do you? What's going on, my friend? I know it's been a rough day in the office, huh?
Yeah, it's the birthday curse. Every time I have my birthday and I don't finish the game, I lose it. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? I understand that. So we went ahead and went the extra mile for you here, Kenny, and I understand that birthdays can be a little something for you. And so Pimp has actually prepared something very special just for you.
Yeah, that's a lie. I don't know what Trace is talking about. You know what, Kenny? I wanna take this time to congratulate you on your birthday. Me and Trace, especially Trace, has been a big fan of yours. Something Trace often talk about in the green room is how big of a fan he is of your play with the AWP. Can we give him just a single tip on how to get better with it? Because he's kind of awful.
My advice is to stop playing up at all.
See, that's what I told him too.
Just try entry fragger, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I figured that was a lot easier with the op anyway, but nonetheless, I just wanted to say happy birthday, Kenny. You make it look easy in the server. Other than
Happy
today,
birthday,
obviously, things
Thank you,
happen,
guys.
but I just want to say from the bottom of me heart, Happy birthday, Kenny. Yes.
Thank you, Trez. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
Without,
Thank you, guys.
I don't want to keep you too long here. I know that you probably got some birthday plans, maybe even a birthday dinner. So perhaps we'll let you go. Anything that you want to say outward there to the G2 fans who watched today?
We know that we are not in our best shape right now. We know that we tend to choke sometimes, or a lot recently. We are aware of all of it, but we keep fighting. We keep fighting. As you see, we're not letting things pulling us down. We keep working. We know that we are a good team. We know that we have the song behind makes it so. Yeah, so thank you for supporting us. Keep doing it because your support will be rewarded like our work.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Kenny. Au revoir, my friend. We'll see you around. We had to tell him goodbye at some point. You knew it was going to happen. And honestly, Pimp, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't do what we discussed before coming to the segment.
Harsh.
We literally put in the birthday music for you, and then you didn't sing with the birthday music. It really does kind of ruin it. It's not like we're on a delay or anything, man.
Yeah, well, you know what, Trace? I couldn't hear the music. I couldn't hear anything from your voice. So next time, if you just, shut your mouth, that'd be a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, we will do that, and I will do that right now by turning this segment off. We're going to have Liquid versus Chaos after the break, and we're going to see who comes out on top. It's going to be James Banks picking up the Desk Host role with some new friends. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.